Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. I mean, I didn't plan on making a video today. I really didn't. But President Trump, we all know this is a man who works tirelessly, ceaselessly. It almost seems like the guy never sleeps. He is definitely the hardest working president of my lifetime, maybe even of all time. And this man, our president, just went off in the past 13, 15 hours, Christmas Eve onto Christmas, posting bombshell after bombshell, almost like it's a premonition of what Americans can expect to happen in 2026 as the new year approaches. Remember, I did this video not that long ago where President Trump says we have truckloads of evidence that proves what happened in 2020 was the biggest fraud this nation has ever seen. And it seems like he just triple down. And as I verified, I'm going to go through some of these posts. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I went and did my due diligence and research and verified everything that Trump has posted. It is all factual. It is all correct. He goes after the Somalis. He goes after Tampon Tim. He goes after Newscomb. He goes after Fannie Willis. And wait till you see the very last post. And it is the culminating apex post, the answer that I think we've all, at least myself, have all been waiting for when it comes to the accountability department. And it pertains to the traitor, treasonous thief in chief, Barack Obama. Stick around to the end. You don't want to miss this. It started with this. President Trump reposted Just the News article saying ex-FBI agent says Bondi has a slam dunk conspiracy case against Obama's feds for election meddling. Now, that was just the beginning, the sort of prologue of what's to come. And I also want to share this too. So I'm going to talk more about that. Stick around. I also want to talk about one of the most, American badassery is so back, ladies and gentlemen. Mentally Ilhan Omar with, I think there's no doubting how much she hates this country. There's no doubting how much she had a hand in the billions and billions of dollars of fraud that she has launched against American citizens in Minnesota at the behest and probably the cohort of Tampon Tim. She posted this today. Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating in Minnesota and beyond. Wishing you a holiday filled with love, joy, and warmth. Which is just total BS. She hates America. She doesn't celebrate Christmas. She hates Christians. She's proven that time and time again. She probably didn't even write this. This was probably planned and scheduled by her interns months ago. Well, Commander at Large Greg Bovino, who I just think he is the commander of ICE, who is one of the most badass individuals ever, posted this response to mentally Ilhan Omar saying, Merry Christmas, Minnesota. You're doing better each day with massive deportations of illegal aliens. Hey, Ilhan, more to come. Merry Christmas and God bless you on Christ's birthday. Merry Christmas and may American exceptionalism continue. Woo! Give me a huge yeah in the comments right now if you just love American pride, American love, American beauty, American patriotism, the fervor, the vivaciousness of red, white, and blue, American badassery. We're back. Okay, here we go. So President Trump just went on a tear. An absolute scorched earth campaign, dropping bombshell after bombshell this Christmas and Christmas Eve. There's so many. There's, hundreds of posts, but I took really the ones that I think are the most important, the ones that I haven't really covered yet. He talked about Fannie Willis, Fulton County. He shared a bunch of clips that I shared in my previous video about the election fraud that was discovered, the new testimony, sworn testimony that was unearthed, all this new footage. But these are the ones that even just blew me out of the water. So check this out. So he posted this, proof Michigan elections are rigged going into the 2024 election. Michigan had 500,000 more registered voters than we have voting age adults. Michigan's Secretary of State is mass sending out voter registration. She then is denying Freedom of Information Act requests for the data. Michigan is a slow or no growth state of 10 million people. So how did Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson find 750,000 new voters just between July and October? Shout out to Anna Hoffman for that report. She's doing it with a system called ERIC. ERIC, the Electronic Registration Information. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson officially states joined ERIC to compare their voter rolls and eliminate duplicates. In reality, ERIC finds eligible but unregistered adults in each state, and member states are required to reach out to them. We've sent Jocelyn Benson FOIA for the eligible but unregistered reports that ERIC sent to Michigan. Despite calling herself the transparency candidate, Benson has denied them. In September of 2020, using ERIC data, Benson sent postcards to 700,000 eligible but unregistered adults in Michigan. Everything that Fani Willis, everything that these hypocrite, Democrat, demonic cult ghoul mooks claimed that the other side was doing, claimed that Trump was doing. I'm telling you, it's accusation equals confession. I know these people. I know them. They're all academics in sheep's clothing. They're all academics pretending to be caring, altruistic, unselfish public servants when it's the exact opposite. That's why they imported all these voters. And it worked in Minnesota. It's worked in California. It's worked in states that would otherwise be blistering fiery red if we had voter ID in place, which is why we need to eliminate the filibuster. But I digress. Here, Trump posts this. Let's talk about greasy. Haircut that passes for a man, abysmal failure his entire life. Greasy Gavin Newsom. The U.S. attorney just dropped a stunner and vowed more investigations after billions vanished inside a single county. We still don't know what happened to the fire aid money, which he stole from his wife Jennifer's NGO. Read that again. $2.3 billion sent to Los Angeles County over 4 years is simply gone. No records, no answers. Well, now you know why people who work hard, blood, sweat, and tears are leaving my home state, California. $2.3 billion that could have cleaned up streets, built housing, and rebuilt neighborhoods like Venice Beach, where even million-dollar homeowners are scared to walk their dogs. It's true. This probe already produced 2 indictments, and U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says many more are coming. Taxpayers handed over tens, maybe hundreds of millions to fight homelessness, and insiders just stole it. Oversight is finally back. The election mattered. Power changed hands, and independent federal prosecutors are digging in. No protection, no sacred cows, no excuses. Anyone who illegally touched homelessness money will be tracked down and prosecuted no matter how high up they are. Follow the money, indict the thieves, shut down the homelessness industrial complex. Now, that was posted by Eric Doherty on X, but it was reposted by our President of the United States. That's an endorsement from Trump with an accompanying video from a news organization talking about that. So that's absolutely huge. He also posted this. Again, these are all back-to-back posts from Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. It's just unimaginably staggering how this guy works. Here's Trump posting, and I'll play this video. Caroline Leavitt goes off on mutineer treasonous scumbag Mark Kelly after his seditious son. Check this out.
James and James Comey.
Excuse me. I'm answering a question from you.
And looked at me. I'm sorry.
I turned and looked at you because you're yelling. I will take a question from your colleague, and then I'll take your question too. Okay? Go ahead. I know there was a judge who is clearly trying to shield Letitia James and James Comey from receiving accountability, and that's why they took this unprecedented action to throw away the indictments against these 2 individuals. But the Department of Justice will be appealing very soon, and it is our position that Lindsay Halligan is extremely qualified for this position, but more importantly, was legally appointed to it.
Is the president more determined now, since the judge's ruling today, to go after James Comey and Tish James, and if so, why?
I wouldn't say he's going after them. I think the president is more determined than ever to see accountability in this country, yes, and to correct the wrongs of the weaponization of our justice system that we saw under the previous administration and Joe Biden.
So are we sensing a theme here, everybody, this Christmas and Christmas Eve? And I think, again, this is sort of a preview of what's to come. in 2026. It all stems back to that video I shared about a week ago where he said we have truckloads of evidence. And wait to the end. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. Wait till the last post. Accountability, ladies and gentlemen, could be finally on its way. What a Christmas that would be, right? Let me know in the comments what you think. Trump also reposted this. Ruby Freeman needs to be held accountable. She was caught on camera putting the same ballots through the machine several times in Fulton County. Then Biden gave her a citizen's medal. Democrats are corrupt. Time to pay back Rudy Giuliani. He was right. And then Trump posts this. Check this out.
Evidence of a poll worker named Ruby Freeman running the same stack of ballots through the counting machines multiple times. Ironically, Ruby Freeman was later given the Presidential Citizens Medal by Joe Biden for her work during the 2020 election.
So she was rewarded for essentially cheating. She was rewarded for defrauding American citizens, for defrauding the nation, for the most atrocious and egregious seditious act ever committed by any American citizen, which is to undercut and undermine our most sacred civic duty, which is really the pinnacle of every nation's hope to emulate an open, free, democratic election. There was nothing open about it. There was nothing free about it. There's no way in 1,000,000,006 years you could ever convince me that that vegetable in chief got 15, 18, maybe 20 million more than Obama did in 2008, the Black Messiah. Impossible. If you've got any molecules in your cranium that have logic in them, there's no way you could come to that conclusion. Impossible. President Trump then posted this. New reports allege up to $76.5 billion or more in fraudulent spending in California. California is making Minnesota looks like child's play. Representative Kiley is confirming slithering Newsom's California is the fraud capital of America. This latest report was issued by the state auditor, even the state auditor, and that's a nonpartisan position. That state auditor now puts 8 state agencies on the high-risk list of agencies to watch out for things like fraud and mismanagement as well as waste. Now, does it make sense why they attack Elon Musk every single day? Because he knew the shtick was up. He found their game and he was going to cut it off to help you and me, as a matter of fact. He's a hero. Never mind all the other things that he's done for America. Here's a look at that 92-page report newly added to the high-risk list as California's food stamp program. If the state doesn't get the improper payments under control, it could cost an extra $2.5 billion. That's from the state auditor. Also on there is the Department of Finance, which was tasked with giving out COVID relief funds. Critics say $32 billion of that was taken by fraudsters. Then there are infrastructure issues like California's deteriorating dams and also the high-speed train that's cost $18 billion without a single section of track complete. This is the guy you want running America? Are you out of your mind? Other reports cite $24 billion spent on the homeless issue that critics claim the state lost track of, and it's gotten worse. $24 billion, and it's gotten worse. More recently, there's a report that says California's cell phone users paid a surcharge for years to upgrade the state's 911 system. California is crooked. I hope the accountability train is coming, because look at what Donald Trump posted this to our president. Again, if you look at the time spans, this is in the past. As of this recording on Christmas Day, 2025, this goes into Christmas Eve late night to Christmas morning. He also posted this: Dominion Serbia voting machines. They do not get away with overthrowing the United States government. I want to play this for you. This is from Gwinnett, Georgia. President Trump reposted this. Listen to this.
If I'm remembering correctly, there were several states involved.
And which time period are you referring to?
This was 2020.
Before or after the election?
During the election.
In your examination of any of these Dominion systems, have you seen any indication of non-election personnel remotely accessing a Dominion system?
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
I too have reviewed a series of emails produced by Dominion in which they're discussing remoting into Gwinnett County, Georgia.
You also mentioned Dominion remotely connecting to election systems, but you don't have any evidence that occurred in Georgia, correct?
There was one county. I've seen a lot of Dominion emails. I've had to translate Dominion emails from Serbian to English to verify the technical questions I was being asked about them, to verify that it was translated properly.
So it's your testimony that there is evidence of Dominion remotely accessing Georgia election equipment?
Yes, on the one county. It was included with stuff that I was researching and reading through, considering Colorado. Michigan was also involved, and there were other ones.
To your understanding, is Dominion able to remotely connect to these election systems?
Yes.
Are they able to do that without detection?
Yes.
And are you aware of any instances in which that has occurred?
Yes.
Can you identify those instances?
One would be the Denver, Colorado server was granted, or requested to grant Belgrade, only Belgrade. I did search. There is a Belgrade, Montana. Again, why would Montana need to connect into a Colorado file transfer server as part of the election system? And there are other components and things that were done in the background concerning the database and the configure of the database server that still do not have an engineering change order. Because if somebody works in an operational environments for a lot of different things, what I will tell you is sometimes things break or you have a problem and you have to fix it. And you submit a change request, or in this case, an engineering change order that's retroactive, right? You want to go back and make sure that you record the process so that you have change management and integrity of the system. If you do not record changes, you lead yourself down a very bad road.
Holy macadamia nut. It makes sense now why they tried to kill him, doesn't it now, America? Please, God, I beg you, please bless and keep President Trump safe. Keep him in your bosom at all times. Protect him. Please continue his divine mission to heal America. Amen. President Trump also reposted this. Minnesota mayor just exposed Tim Walz for $9 billion of fraud and Somali theft. Quote, both the legislator and the governor fought for the fraud and the constant policies that are taxing Minnesotans. President Trump reposted that. So that's an endorsement right there. And after doing, again, as I said in the beginning of the video, after doing my own due diligence, all of this is true. And what's the common denominator here? California, Colorado, Michigan, Minnesota. What's the common denominator here? We haven't even covered, I'm sure, New York. I can almost guarantee you Maine, Massachusetts. I'm sure New York. I mean, all of those places. If we put a microscope there, we will find tons of fraud. The common denominator, all blue run, all Democrat states and Democrat cities. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Christmas bombshell you've all been waiting for. Donald Trump, our president, reposted this. You have the evidence, Pam Bondi, from Tulsi Gabbard. That was like months ago, regarding the 2020 election. The people demand accountability, and Barack Obama should be charged and prosecuted. Mind you, this isn't a request. How many of you remember this? And I'm telling you right now, America, we must never forget. Listen.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. At President Trump's direction and with the support and coordination with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Rick Crawford, today we've released a declassified Oversight Majority Staff report that was produced in September of 2020. The stunning revelations that we are releasing today should be of concern to every American. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic and American voters having faith that the votes cast will count. There is irrefutable evidence that detail how President Obama and his national security team directed the creation of an intelligence community assessment that they knew was false. They knew it would promote this contrived narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help President Trump win, selling it to the American people as though it were true. It wasn't. The report that we released today shows in great detail how they carried this out. They manufactured findings from shoddy sources. They suppressed evidence and credible intelligence that disproved their false claims. They disobeyed traditional tradecraft intelligence community standards and withheld the truth from the American people. In doing so, they conspired to subvert the will of the American people who elected Donald Trump in that election in November of 2016. They worked with their partners in the media to promote this lie, ultimately to undermine the legitimacy of President Trump and launching what would be a years-long coup against him and his administration.
I remember covering that press conference like it was yesterday. I remember I was coming back from, I think I was on a little small trip with my wife. I remember being in the car, and even my wife was like, "Slow down, honey. What are you doing?" Because I couldn't wait to drive home and cover this for you guys and produce a video for this. The fact that President Trump is reposting, sharing, essentially putting pressure on Pam Bondi. I did a poll on my channel of who was the biggest disappointment of 2025. Most of you selected Pam Bondi. I'm going to ask you one more time. Let me know in the comments. Here are your options. Who is the biggest disappointment of 2025? Is it Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, or the GOP establishment? Type your answer in the comments down below. I am hoping, and I know you are hoping, this would be the greatest Christmas gift ever and the greatest New Year's resolution ever. This also proves that Trump has nothing to do. He's not the one pulling the strings as authoritarian, tyrannically, like the dumb left claims all the time. He is literally letting them do their job, staying out of it as president. He has every right to be vindictive and mad and want retribution and want recourse, but he's not. But I think these subtle announcements and posts that he make are huge. It's like a major, major message to Pam and the rest of the intelligence communities, because he represents us, the people, and the people are frustrated. He listens, he hears that. And he's telling Pam, the DOJ, and all these intelligence communities, time is now. Enough is enough. We're tired of waiting. God bless you, Mr. President. I can't wait to get your thoughts on all of this. Let me know down below. If you love America, tap the thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing. You could even do it on your TV. If you're watching with your remote, please tap that thumbs up. Check out these videos coming across your screen right here. Check this one out. I posted yesterday. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And God bless all of those who defend the greatest country on planet Earth, the United States of America. I'll see you soon.